Hey everybody, this is the gay coach Manjinder Sidhu, and today's video is about finding yourself, about the spiritual perspective, how to find yourself if you're LGBT. I'm going to talk about gender and sexuality and how it's a spectrum and a scale, and we're not all necessarily one or the other, and it can change as time goes on. So people tend to think incorrectly that you're either male or female and nothing else. However, there is a spectrum where we go from here to there, and it may change. Some days you might feel more masculine inside and more feminine on other days inside, and maybe even outside, how you act and behave, and that's absolutely fine. The same with sexuality. Of course, we have gay and we have straight and then we have bisexual. However, in between that we have varying degrees, and also beyond that we have people who are asexual, who have no sexual desire, or they have sexual desires for multiple people. So this conception of black and white needs to be shattered, and we need to have our mind open, because there are many different types of perspectives and people out there. So going back to the question about how do you find yourself if you're LGBT, how do you know what you are? So if you are struggling within you, then that must mean that there is something that you are working towards. So just allow that to work itself through so you can figure out what you want. Now, with transgendered people, internally they'll feel like another gender than they display outside. So there's that internal struggle. And their sole mission on earth is basically to accept the gender they are, so they can become the gender they were meant to be. The same with being LGBT or any other sexuality, or any sexuality as well, is basically to accept where you are right now, and if it's going to change later, it will by itself. This struggle we have with what is, because we're trying to please society, is what causes most of the illness mentally and all the problems that happen in our life. All the depression, the guilt, the shame, self-harm, sleeping around when you don't feel like you want to, wanting validation. So the key in life is to accept where you are right now without thinking of the judgment of others, and then allow what's going to happen. So in the sense of sexuality, say inside you are a man, say you're a guy, but you're attracted to men. So accept that. That is the matter of fact. Right now you are sexually attracted to men. That's no problem. Forget about society, forget about what others say. Then, if that's going to change or evolve, then it will. If not, it will stay there. So the spiritual perspective on finding yourself is to figure out where that internal struggle is and learning to unconditionally accept that. The same with gender. If you're a man outside but inside you feel like a woman, accept that. Right now I feel like this inside. And then learn to cultivate that and love that without the judgment of others. You're judging yourself through the judgment of others, and that's going to prevent you from growing and spiritually accepting who you are. So how do you find yourself on the LGBT spectrum? By accepting yourself and allowing what's going to happen to come. And I've written about this in depth in my book Bollywood Gay, which is there. Subscribe to the channel, and here are videos that you can watch from last week. Please share this with whoever you think would like it. Comment and put a like. Tell me how you think about this video, what other videos I can make, and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.